Hello firearms friends, Joel Kohler back with another 5 guns from our June 21st, 22nd, 23rd Sporting Collector Firearms Auction. These are foreign military guns, so if you're starting a foreign military collection, or if you have one and you're looking for a couple ways to up the ante and take your collection to the next level, here's 5 guns you need to look at. And we're gonna go kind of chronologically, and we're gonna start off with poor Borchardt. Doesn't fit on many regular pistol stands, but a Borchardt pistol. Of course, it's big legacies. It's the first commercially successful semi-automatic pistol. The predecessor to the Luger, we'll get to that in a minute, and you can see why. Of course, that big toggle bolt out the back and that barrel that reciprocates with it, and it's just, what a fantastic, an unusual design, Hugo Borchardt, with this big spring in the back. They're so rear heavy, but we owe a lot to them as far as being showing that the semi-automatic action is capable. We of course have detachable box mags in the grip. Of course, these are like quintessential features to semi-automatic pistols today. So Hugo Borchardt got a few things maybe he had to work on, but he got a lot of things right. And whether you're a foreign military collector or early semi-automatics, a Borchardt is an unusual piece and definitely some bragging rights when your friends walk past that in the gun room. And of course, after talking about Hugo Borchardt, your next step is to talk about Georg Luger and his far more successful design, the Luger pistol. Of course, the big famous toggle lock of Hugo Borchardt, but a much more refined pistol. This is a very interesting one for collectors. So we're 1938 dated on top over here, and we have a Mauser banner on our toggle. This is a within the serial number range for some commercial variant Lugers. Now, we've sold some before in our premier auctions. This is, in fact, 3 serial digits away from one that we've known to sell. And these commercial variants it's a serial number range of 200, within 200, but there's 175 that were sold to a lot of smaller countries. And so here you have an early Mauser banner, commercial pattern Luger, and it's in 7.65 Luger. So a lot of things that collectors are looking for beyond just your standard. Again, this is more one of the ones, it's a very good Luger as a whole, but if you're looking for something that ups the ante, the commercial pattern Mauser banner 1938 dated Luger will do just that. And next, chronologically, we're taking a step away from strictly German development. We're gonna go to Polish development, and our little Radom Viz 35, of course developed in the 30s, hence the 35. They're produced in Poland from about 1935 to 1939, until they were very much occupied in 1939 by Nazi forces, which took over the factory. Now, today we know the Viz 35s extremely well made. They're very well regarded as being finely machined and very, very good pistols. All the more impressive when you consider Poland's history of arms development. 15 years before, 20 years earlier, they were looking for machining from other countries. So for them to be able to develop this type of pistol in that amount of time is super impressive. Unfortunately, the Nazis were impressed too. They continued making these. This one has some Waffen-Amps on the side, so you know it's post-1939, German-occupied Poland is making these. They're generally divided into 3 parts. You have the Polish stamped, you have the German stamped with our control on the slide, our decocker and safety, and then eventually later on in the war, the Germans got rid of that altogether. So that'd be the 3rd variation. You might think it looks a lot like a 1911, and truth be told, it's more akin to the Browning High Power in its design, just for how it locks the barrel and unlocks. But knee control is similar. Slide release, safety decocker. This one's more for disassembly, where we would on a 1911 associate that with the safety. But very fine pistols and a little bit of a lesser known one. So if you're looking to branch out beyond, the German military, the Nagants, even some of the English weapons, Polish, Radom is a fine way to do just that, and with a very high reputation for quality. Last chronologically, well, at least among our handguns, it's a classic. It's a P38. It is the standard issue sidearm of Germany in World War II. And this is just a super solid example, which is exactly why we included it. I wouldn't have been surprised to see it with this condition Everything looks the way it's supposed to. This could have gone either way. This could have gone into a premier auction. It's just a great looking, solid P38. I believe this is lot 740. So if you're looking to get your hands on just a really, really solid example and start that foreign military collection or German military collection, Sidearms World War II collection, if you're looking to start it off on the right note, you could do a lot worse than that P38 right there. And finally, we get to the back of the table, and you might think, this little carbine looks like it's been through a war. And you would be correct. This is our Chinese Type 53. So this is a Nagant action. Of course, looks like the M44. We have our carbine length. We have our folder bayonet off to the side. Classic Nagant action with their straight bolt, with the bolt itself, with the safety, with the magazine. Everything about it is a Chinese copy of a Nagant action. This one, if you look at the top, is underneath its crest is dated 1960. So when I say it's been through a war, it has. This is a Vietnam War Trophy bringback. So for me, that cool factor is over the moon for two reasons. One, I love war bringback guns. I think when you have the paperwork that this was there and this was claimed in victory, it doesn't get much cooler than that. When it comes from the Vietnam War, also cool factor through the roof. World War I, World War II get a lot of credit, and rightly so. They're talked about a lot, but I don't think Vietnam War gets discussed enough, and the history is fascinating and it's amazing. And the war trophies and the collectibles that come out of that war are so far fewer than the millions and millions produced and that were available to the public after World War I, after World War II, through things like surplus or the CMP. So you get something out of the Vietnam War, those are far and few between. War bringbacks are far and few between, war trophies. So here you have both in a Nagant pattern, and the story that comes with it is phenomenal. The guy brings it back. He signs his papers to have this legally brought back, and a week later, he's involved in a friendly fire incident with artillery near their location where VC were, and they're pursuing VC. So this guy has a Bronze Star with decoration. He has several medals to his name. Just a fantastic story. And it's in the heat of the Vietnam War. I mean, you're talking like 67, 60. I mean, like he's in there doing it, and he's bringing back trophies like this and getting Bronze Stars for it. So there's a story behind this that could probably be its own video. And if you're looking for foreign military guns, whether you want the history, whether you want solid good looks, whether you want high performance, whether you want development and how that engineering changes, foreign military is just a great genre to get into. And these are tip of the iceberg at our June 21st, 22nd, 23rd Sporting Collector Firearms Auction. We'll have another video soon showing you 5 other items in a genre you can add to your collection. So until then, keep your powder dry.